Hello, today we have a Pick-a-Bitty-Pop reading.
For number 1, we have Bulbasaur. For number 2, we got Charizard. Number 3, we got Pichu. And number 4, we have Flareon. Don't think, just pick one. And I'll see you in your reading.
Hello and welcome. If you chose Bulbasaur, this will be your reading. Hello. 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 Things come in threes. Hello, hello, hello. Things are coming full circle. This card is about when Daryl was leaving Dunder Mifflin for that new company, right? And he was too scared to say goodbye. He didn't say goodbye to all of these wonderful people. 12 of his friends, that he spent a lot of time with. He didn't feel like saying goodbye. He wasn't good at goodbyes. But they caught him. They caught him in the warehouse. And they all wanted a goodbye. And so he told them, all right, I will tell you guys, we will do one thing, right, with all of them. Because they all wanted to do one last thing with him. And they decided to dance with him. They put on Boogie Wonderland and a wonderful scene. Did I say scene? A wonderful scene. Right, this was a wonderful scene came up. And Daryl loved this goodbye. He thought he didn't want this goodbye, but he absolutely loved this goodbye. Right? At the end he said it was a better tribute to his years at Dunder Mifflin to have Kevin grind him up from the front and Aaron pretend to hump him from behind when they were dancing, right? So, what a cool moment. There's a cool moment that's coming. So, on dance, party, sing, be goofy, be silly. Why so serious? Sure, you might be saying goodbye to something, but it was a wonderful something that's leaving, that you are leaving behind. And it would be better for you to appreciate it, for you to dance it out, Doesn't have to be sad. You can say goodbye to the last circle in a wonderful fashion and welcome in this new circle in a wonderful fashion as well. So this feels like this is the tree of life, right? Each circle are the minor arcana cards, which are things we are in control over, right? And since we are humans, we are full of flaws, we don't do things perfect the first time. It takes us a lot of times to do something right. Or to be able to do something like babies, right? Can they walk on their own right away? No, it takes them a long time. It takes them a lot of tries. They fall down over and over and over and over again. And that's what these circles are things that we are in control over, right? Like a baby walking. But you have to do it over and over and over and over and over again until you finally learn how to walk. And then these lines appear, and these are the major arcana. These are the things that happen to us, right? In a chess game, if we are the white pieces, we make a move. And life is the black pieces. As soon as we make a move, right? As soon as we learn how to walk, it's time for life to make a move. And then you're picked up and you go to the next circle so that you can do things over and over and over again over here. And sure, it seems, right, kind of like a hassle, right? Like a drag. What a drag. But I mean, if it's something that you love doing, it doesn't feel like a hassle. So this is the moment of we are saying goodbye to a circle and we are being picked up and taken to a new circle. So dance, Boogie Wonderland. Enjoy. Say thank you for this last circle you were in. I appreciate everything. And let's welcome in this new circle, this new cycle. Wow, that's a lot of yellow. Nice. Yellow to me is you are in your power, right? Red feels like power, but yellow feels like you are in your throne power. You are who you are. And nobody can change who you are. And look at this 9 of Pentacles. What beautiful circle we're coming into. Yeah. See, okay, interesting. When I was saying this, I pointed to this one, right? And all the 5s are all about struggle, really, right? It's all about not knowing, right? Just like a baby walking, baby struggles. And then you're being placed out of the struggle into something else, right? Struggle is only needed when you don't know something. After you understand it, there's no reason to struggle any longer, right? When you are sick, you take medicine. When you are healthy again, there's no reason to keep taking that medicine. Yeah, look at this energy. Wow. 9 of Pentacles. The Pentacles are material stuff, right? Just things you can see. So imagine you have an idea in your mind, right? Pentacles doesn't necessarily just about money, but it's about like materializing an idea that's in your mind. Sorry, there's dog hair everywhere. That's kind of annoying me a little. Not necessarily annoying, but I feel like I need to take them out. Who let the dogs out? Who? Alright, Knight of Pentacles. More Pentacles. More materializing. You're going to be able to see it now. Right? You've been working on it inside. You've been struggling with it inside. But it's materializing in the earth world now. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of the knights as well. He harvests. He takes care of his garden. Gardens, plants take a while to grow. This 9 of Pentacles has been taking a while to grow. You've been in that circle for a long time. But it's time to reap those fruits. Bulbasaur. Beyond Illusion. Nice. Here's the Major Arcana. Right, we were talking about minor arcana, things we were in control over. Right, we were in that 5, doing it over and over and over again. We were trying to reach this 9 of Pentacles. Feel the way she feels, right? And it took a while. But life is making a move, and it's handing you that big pentacle you so deserved. Right? Daryl got his goodbye that he very well deserved, that Dunder Mifflin very well deserved. And he thought he didn't want it. He thought he didn't deserve it, right? But it was so much better when it did happen. Beyond illusion, number 20. Transformation. Look at that. There's yellow. That's you. And this is life specking you up, it feels. That looks like a third eye opening. Something new is coming. And I don't see this card very much. So I am going to look in the booklet and read you about this Beyond Illusion, because this feels like what's coming, right? We talked about minor arcana, things you were in control over, and then life makes a move. So this is life's move that you can be excited about. The butterfly in this card represents the outer, that which is constantly moving, and that which is not real but an illusion. Behind the butterfly is the face of consciousness, looking inward to that which is eternal. The space between the two eyes has opened, revealing the lotus of spiritual unfoldment and the rising sun of awareness. So the rising of the inner sun, meditation is born. The card, rising of the inner sun, and the sun is yellow, and there's a lot of yellow. Cool. This card reminds us not to look outside for what is real, but to look within. When we focus on externals, we too often get caught up in judgments. This is good, this is bad, I want this, I don't want that. These judgments keep us trapped in our illusions, our sleepiness, our old habits and patterns. Drop your opinionated mind and move inside. There you can relax into your own deepest truth, where the difference between dreams and reality is already known. Interesting. This is the gift feels that's coming, that's here, that life has given us, right? That dance that Daryl received, about noticing what's real and what really matters, dropping your opinionated mind. Judgments keep us trapped in our illusions. Laziness. For some reason, I didn't get a bad vibe from this card. This card is usually about making you move, right? You're too relaxed where you are. You're too much in comfort. You can't keep growing in comfort. But I feel like this is a good thing in this case, though, is that no matter where you are, even if you're on top of shattered glass, you are going to feel comfort. That inside, right? The inside awareness, because you're going to be rooted in reality, which is, right, reality is what you make it. That's why this says pay attention to your inside. If we pay attention too much to the outside, that's when anxiety and depression come in. Right? This is something I've been working on for a long time too. Is that I always thought I wanted, one of my goals is that I wanted to strengthen myself up so much that I would be okay in whatever situation comes. You know, I would feel like this relaxed man in whatever situation comes. Right? Kind of like Luffy. Luffy's always laughing in whatever situation he is in, right? He's always having a good time. Right? He's flying, I don't know. It seems like something bad is happening, but he's just having a good time. And this took a long time to create, to understand. Just like this person right here also feels like she's in control of herself, she is going to be like that in whatever situation she is in. Also, another thing, I was talking about harvest, right? Knight of Pentacles is about taking time. And it looks like she's got a cool garden behind her as well. So all these things that you've been going through, all these things that you've been relating with people, they're all gonna start bearing fruit. Bulbasaur. Nice. Bulbasaur also is a plant. Right, when he turns into Venusaur, Ivysaur, you see the plant on his back is growing and flowers. Nice. People might call you lazy, but really what's happening is you're in control. You're not struggling, you know. People say you really need to work hard for things, but then they also admire the people that don't work at all and have a bunch of money and keep making a bunch of money, and but they really don't do much. So that's kind of contradictory, right? That's kind of hypocritical. So you're really stepping into this kind of person that is relaxed, that is aware, that even if the world around him is crumbling, you are who you are. And that is the only thing that matters. Alright, so the illusion is shattering. Dope. Hell yeah. It's what we want. That's what the aliens want from us humans. We keep doing things the same way again and again and again. It's time for some new things. It's time for us to have fun. Strife. Nice. That number 5. Yeah. And swiftness. 8 of Wands. So both of these are Wands. Movement. Movement. Interesting. If there was no strife, you wouldn't want to move somewhere else, right? If things were always good, why would you ever leave? Why would you ever want to go do something else if things are always good? And that is why bad things are good, right? Because movement. If the world is really eternal and there's an eternity of things that we can do, imagine doing one thing for all of eternity. That would be kind of boring, right? That's why life shakes you up a little bit sometimes. Like, hey, all right, we've been here too long. I'm bored. Let's go do something else. Swiftness. And this is happening very quickly. 8 of Wands. What I like to say about the Wands cards is that the Wands are the fire element, right? How is fire? Well, fire doesn't stop moving. Fire is always moving. Even if it's still, it is always moving. And it's the same way with that awareness that is behind us. Even though we are dead, it is always moving. It goes on and on and on and on. It is still there in the background. Because to a soul, right, coming to earth is like dying, right? It's like sleeping, right? They say this is a dream, the reality, the illusion, right? Yeah, take yourself, for example. Whenever you go to sleep, right? Yeah, you stop moving, you lay down, you close your eyes, you stop moving, but sometimes you dream, there's something that keeps on moving. And then you wake up, and you wake up because you didn't stop moving. All right, so see a struggle that you have been going through. Instead of seeing it as a bad thing and being upset that it happened or is happening, try to see it for what it is. Try to destroy an old way of thinking and try to see things in a different way of thinking. Interesting, that power, right? The yellow is there also with the strife. Interesting, you can't know your power until you are in battle, right? Luffy again, right? Take One Piece, for example. I literally just passed the time skip, right? So how cool is it? I was so excited for their first battle, because then we were able to see how far they went, how far they went in during that time skip, during those during those couple years. Right now, so excited to see them fight again because I get to see how more powerful they became. And I think that life sees you that way as well. Oh, these are a little nice. A little correction. See, a little correction to our way of thinking of the thing you were struggling about. You're still moving. It didn't stop you. Whatever this struggle that you've been going through hasn't stopped you yet, man. You're so powerful. Nice. And it looks like it's going to be very quickly this either this new cycle that's approaching, or just you shifting this new different way of thinking. Yeah, this transformation. How cool is that? He's receiving the yellow. He's receiving this transformation. You are receiving this transformation, Bulbasaur. How cool. Interesting, like when Bulbasaur evolves, he could be sad. He could be not wanting to leave Bulbasaur, but he's evolving. He might getting more powerful, right? So he's going to turn around and thank his Bulbasaur self and welcome in this new Ivysaur self. So welcome in this new Ivysaur self of yours. All right. Great reading. Let's get some last words from the Office Oracle deck. Yeah, few words do trick. Don't make things so complicated. Cool. 3. This is the... Right? This is life making its move and taking you to a new adventure. This is my divine intervention card. That's literally life making a move. So just keep being you. Man, life is magical. You are magical. Right? This whole place is pretty freaking magical. They all the scientists and stuff tell us, you know, how crazy it is that all of these elements came together and that we are here. It doesn't happen very often. So let's have a good time while we're here. Let's dance to Boogie Wonderland. All right. Hell yeah. This is beautiful reading. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here, my Bulbasaurs. I hope this helped. If it did, please help me as well with a like, subscribe to my channel. We have a good time here. And come hang out with me again. Bye. Hello. If you picked Charizard, this is your reading. Welcome. Cool. I felt a rush of energy right before, and as soon as I started this reading, I felt a huge sense of calm, chilling. I felt a little rushed before, and now I don't. So it seems like there's something that you want, that you feel like you need to have it right now, or else you won't have it at all. And Pam is here to say, go after what you want. Interesting. This feels kind of like two contradictory energies, because this is about here, I'll read Pam's quote. This is on I think it is the last episode of The Office, but she says, I kept wanting to scream at Pam. It took me so long to do so many important things. It's just hard to accept that I spent so many years being less happy than I could have been. Jim was 5 feet from my desk, and it took me 4 years to get to him. Be strong. Trust yourself. Love yourself. Conquer your fears. Just go after what you want and act fast, because life isn't that long. It kind of feels like as soon as you decide to do that, you slow down. Just like as soon as I started this reading, I felt myself slow down. The world. Nice. Celebrate. Go after what you want. This is you getting what you want. Nice. This almost feels like they're celebrating the end of the world because they made it to the end, right? It's like making it to the end of the game, and you're celebrating that you completed it, that you completed the game. Ooh, yeah. Hi, Luna. Yeah, open the door. And let love in, let this, let Jim in, huh? Yeah. I mean, she was 5 feet, Jim was 5 feet from her desk, and it took her 4 years to get to him. Be strong. But she got him, even though it took a long time. But there is no time here. There is just you celebrating, going after what you want, and receiving it. Like, imagine I want a dog. Well, I just opened the door and my dog came in. So open the door. Let the world help you. Because this is the Three of Cups. You're not alone. You are going to be helped. Just like this one isn't alone. She's surrounded by friends and love. Charizard. Yeah, this is the end of you searching, of you not going after what you want. This is the end of those 4 years that it took Pam to finally get to him. And wouldn't you celebrate if you finally did get what you wanted? Okay, now I'm looking at the orange. There's a lot of orange. Orange. Nothing rhymes with orange. Eminem said, screw that. Door hinge rhymes with orange, and then he rhymes a bunch of other stuff with orange. He didn't care what anybody else had to say. He knew you could do it. And he did. And he showed people wrong. The inner strength. Love yourself. Conquer your fears. Be strong. Go after what you want and act fast. Because life isn't that long. And then when you do get it, slow time down so you can enjoy it and appreciate it for as long as possible. Politics. 7 of clouds. And sorrow. 9 of clouds. Whoa, this took a turn. Why is this in the middle? Why is this after this? But it is the end of it, though. We are getting close to the 10, right? As soon as it hits the 10, it shifts over to a new element, to something different. So it's definitely the end of the cycle. Maybe we are near the end of it. And this is what it is you want, but and you are here, maybe. Because I would imagine she felt this way for those 4 years, right? That she was less happy than she could have been. Are you less happy than you could be? If you are less happy, do something. Go after what you want so you can be happy. Interesting, yeah. You are secretly sad, sorrowful, but you are putting on this face of everything is okay. It's like Pam putting on a face for those 4 years. Everything was okay, but everything really wasn't okay, right? She was dating someone who didn't really love her and wasn't good for her. But she was still putting on that happy face. So put down this happy mask. Listen to what makes you feel this way, the sorrow. Get rid of what's bringing you sorrow. And then let's go after what you want. Luxury, that's what you want. And the moon, oh. Okay, well the good thing about the moon is that the sun is about to come up. That is the only good thing about the moon. Alright, I want to read something about the moon that I think is definitely essential for this reading, for how you are feeling right now. Mr. and Mrs. Charizard. Alright, we have the star, and then we have the moon. Alright. Okay, nevertheless it says, carries the sun out of the dark water, and by doing so assures us that this awful night will eventually come to an end. In the Book of Thoth, Crowley also assures the courageous seeker in his last words concerning this card. One is reminded of the mental echo of subconscious realization of that supreme iniquity which mystics have constantly celebrated in their accounts of the dark night of the soul. But the best men, the true men, do not consider the matter in such terms at all. Whatever horrors may afflict the soul, whatever abominations may excite the loathing of the heart, whatever terrors may assail the mind, the answer is the same at every stage. How splendid is the adventure. So instead of this being a mask, we are going to go after what we want and make that our real face. Because, you know, all this sorrow is there for a reason. It's telling you where not to go. Say you go on a hike and there's a sign that says don't go this way. That is sorrow saying don't go this way. There is this happiness that says go this way. And it looks like you took a roundabout this way, but then you're deciding, oh, I actually don't want that. Let's go towards luxury here. Let's fill our cups and raise them up instead of having no cups. Instead of being right there and not going after what you want. It's a very simple reading, I think. Definitely not a simple feeling though, and definitely not a simple, just, you know, life is hard. But at one point, I promise it will become simple. As soon as you decide to make it simple, to go after what you want, life will follow. This one was a lot shorter because I feel like literally the only thing that matters is for you to go after what you want. And I think that's the only thing we need to focus on. Cool. Yep, the struggle, huh? This is the sorrow. Number 16. So in this one, Michael's got paper company. They got a van and they were doing deliveries. And during their deliveries, this lady kept wanting to go inside because on the side of the van it said Church of Hallelujah Scranton. And so she thought, oh, I need to go to the Church of Hallelujah Scranton, and this is the van that takes me there. Right? We think we want to go this way in our hike, but it's not going to take her there. And Pam struggled. She kept telling her, hey, no, this isn't the way. No, don't go there. But she couldn't understand. The lady didn't understand Pam. And so Pam eventually surrendered. And she let what was happening happen. She stopped struggling. Instead of fighting, she decided to go after what she wanted. Not in this scene, but now we're talking about the reading. Everything happens for a reason. This is a moment that there is no reaction needed. You don't need to struggle. Drop the controller and enjoy the show. Enjoy watching you go after what you want. You know what it is you want. You know how to get there. So stop fighting yourself. And let you take control and take you to where it is you want to go. Beautiful words, man. Beautiful. I'm gonna applaud myself. Right there. 3. Their life's gonna take you to where it is you need. This is my divine intervention. This is my You Are Magical card. In this scene, right, Dunder Mifflin was gonna get closed down. And so Michael and Dwight decided to do something about it. So something bad was happening and they decided to do something about it. They didn't sit there and cry. They decided to do something about it. Just like she eventually decided to do something about what was going on. And life backed Michael and Dwight up. Right? They really didn't do much. They were just standing outside Dave Wallace's house because they were going to talk to him and try to convince him to not close down their branch. But they never got to talk to him. They never were able to try to convince him even. They didn't even get the opportunity. But life handled it. Life took control of the situation. The things out of their control happened. And their branch wasn't closed down. So the important thing here is not what you do, but your attitude towards it. As soon as you decide, life it's like you opening the door and welcoming in my dog Luna. Just open the door and life will take care of things. Life will help. Life is going to be there to back you up. You aren't alone. You just got to decide. You just got to shift that mind. And now I'm feeling that calmness again. That everything's going to be okay. Everything happens the way it needs to. Trust in your magic. When you start trusting, you're going to notice the difference within yourself of this like relaxation that I'm feeling right now. And I don't know if you notice my voice too. That sigh of relief. I hope you were able to make it to the end for that sigh of relief. Alright. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me with a like, a comment, subscribe, so we can keep hanging out, keep learning, and keep enjoying life together. Alright, I'll see you next time, my Charizards. If you have chosen Pichu, this is your reading. Welcome to your reading. And what a reading it is going to be, because love is here. Everything is all worth it in the end when you find love. This is what this card is all about, is love. What a beautiful proposal this was. What a beautiful couple these two are. What a beautiful family Dunder Mifflin turned out to be. Everything about this moment was beautiful. So this tells me there's going to be a beautiful moment. And acknowledge just how beautiful this moment is going to be. Because love is what makes it all worth it. All of the pain, all of the tears, all of the struggle. It is all worth it when you find love. Oof, okay. This is a big moment too. We got two major arcana cards to start us off. Major arcana cards is life, make and move. Right? There are moments where we are in control, and then there's moments where life is in control. There's moments where we do things over and over again, and then there's moments where life transitions us into something totally new. Right? It's all about the cycles. We go from January to December, and then we start over again. We go from Sunday to Saturday, and then we start over again. So it's not bad to start over, right? It just means you're starting something new with fresh eyes, a fresh mind, a fresh perspective. This feels like putting a game down and picking up another game, and a whole bunch of new adventures are ready to be played. Cool. So this is Temperance for me is the creation card, right? With us, so if we think about it in a small way, we have our mind and our heart, right? Seeing things in a logical way, seeing things in an emotional, personal way, right? And it's kind of hard to create when both of those are wanting something different. But when they're on the same page, they start creating something beautiful, right? A male, female, when they're on the same page, they have the possibility of creating something beautiful. Now imagine something bigger in that same sense, right? Imagine your soul decided, hey, I want to do these things here, here, and here, and here, right? And then your soul turns into a little human, and then the human part of you starts doing those things, right? So we can see things from a human perspective, and then we can see things from a soul perspective. So from a soul perspective, like death is nothing, pain is nothing, because it's very small, it's very minimal. I mean, you clearly never die, right? If you're a soul. So even if you turn into this human and then the human dies, I mean, you're just a soul again. right? So imagine same like playing COD, right? You're not really getting hurt, but you're in war and you're shooting a bunch of people and you die over and over and over again. But the you behind the controller never feels the pain, never gets hurt. So imagine your soul starts choosing things in that perspective, and then your human part of you goes through it, right? And even if there's a bunch of war going on with this little human dude and this playing this COD game, right? Ultimately, the soul doesn't feel the pain. It doesn't hurt, right? But from the human perspective, it probably, that little human probably feels a lot of pain if he's dying over and over again, like in COD, you know? So now imagine this soul and this human perspective, both of, I mean, death really doesn't exist, and pain is very temporary and it's like a dream, right? But also seeing it way, and I am going to be a human and I don't really want to feel this pain. I don't really want to be fighting in war. Now imagine those perspectives combine and are on the same page now. And imagine what kind of story you could create with your life when both the soul part of you and the human side of you are being listened to and joined together. And that's why the world card is here, because even though we can see it just from our human perspective, right? But same with the soul, we can see it just from the soul perspective. But imagine what kind of beautiful story will be when they both are combined, when both sides are being listened to. And the world is kind of like that bigger view, right? Instead of just, paying attention just to our small little human perspective. There are many ways. There are two sides to the same coin, right? I like that. I hope I put that in a way to where it's kind of easy to understand. I hope I'm getting my point across. And love, right? So imagine both the human and the soul parts are both choosing love now. Okay, that's cool. The slowing down is pointing to this exhaustion. So if you have been moving, working, and you're exhausted, slow down a little bit. Sometimes it's good to be like the hare, right? Moving fast, but it's also good to rest. We've seen this, they've said this in Dragon Ball too, right? Goku says the same. It's good to fight, it's good to train, but it's equally as important to rest. It's equally as important to eat, Interesting. This feels like you're seeing things from one singular perspective. I don't know if that's the human part of you or if you're seeing things through the soul part of you. But the other side is screaming that they want to slow down. Interesting. Doing things, working. It feels like you're a robot right now. Doing the same things every day. Very monotonous, right? You just program a robot to do certain things throughout the day and then it does them. But you're just, things are getting monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. And you're feeling exhausted. Okay, so that's the soul part of you being exhausted maybe. Because, that would suck to do the same thing over and over again for all of eternity, right? That's the soul part of you. That would not be fun. So the soul part is always in the now. That's what eternity means, right? There's no time. There's no tomorrow. There's always now. Now is forever. It's always now. So your body wants to do something that it enjoys now. This feels like working, you know, trying to saving up for a trip, right? Working. That's like a one human perspective. But this moment, there's nothing where you either have everything you need or life is just saying, slow down. You don't need to work just to get this one singular reward, right? That's kind of putting the reward off. If you're putting the reward off for tomorrow, that means the soul is never getting the reward because the soul never gets to tomorrow. So we want the reward now. Because if you keep saying forever, for eternity, for all of eternity, that I'm working now so that I can reap my rewards tomorrow, well, you're gonna keep waiting for those rewards for all of eternity, right? And the soul doesn't enjoy that. There's no love for the soul there. Yeah, the one that's inside of this robot is very tired. We are robots, right? Just like we said, we go from January to December and then start over again. We go from Sunday to Saturday. I don't even know if I got those days right the first time I said it. Slow down. Be in the now. Do things you are enjoying now. If you are doing something that you aren't enjoying now, it's time to set that aside and do something else. It's all worth it when you find love. And it's going to be very easy to find love if you are in this exhaustion mode. You already know this exhaustion, so it's going to be very obvious whenever you meet someone that doesn't make you feel this exhausted. So slow down. Make sure you are enjoying the now. What you are doing right now, you are enjoying. That is the thing that most matters right now. Make sure you love the now. Make sure you love what you're doing right now. Ace of Discs. Cool. Oh, and this last card fell down. The star. Nice. The star isn't out of reach in the sky anymore. The star came down to earth, and your wish is here in the now. It's not coming true. Your wish is here now. And the ace cards are, so like the god cards of the elements, right? What does that mean? Well, it means you have all of the possibility, everything, right? Everything. Reminds me of this little circle. Nice. In this book, this card, it says that it's kind of in the phallic shape. Right? You can see these nuts right here, and yep. So, but what does it do is it creates, right? It has the potential, has the energy to create. This is also creating. And the star, this is, imagine, like I said, the soul, right? Says, I want to do this, and this, and that. And the soul is all about love. So the soul, the things that the soul chose, it loves, right? Imagine that you are by yourself whenever you choose these things, and then we come down and be humans, but then we see what everyone else chose. And now we're like, oh, wow, maybe I should have chose that one, right? And the soul lets you choose it. But that thing isn't going to be a thing that you love as much as somebody else if they chose it, right? The only things that are going to bring this love, that are not going to bring this exhaustion, are the things that you want to do, that your soul wanted to do when it was by itself. So now you come down to earth and you see all of the other options too that everybody actually chose. You had the options here as a soul as well, but you didn't choose some of those. But now you see how people are doing whenever they chose it, right? You see other people doing the things that you didn't choose. So you're like, oh man, maybe I should have chosen that. Maybe I should have. But those things are going to make you feel exhausted. So this is something you really want to do. You created from the very beginning of no time. When you were the world. This feels very female right here, and then the male here, just like these two are standing. The potential, and then the sperm decides this one. This feels nice, just being here. Just not doing anything, just being here. Feels really nice. I hope you felt that that chillness. So we won't. That's what I would want. That's what my soul chose. See, like this, what I'm doing right now. You know, people telling me this is dumb, don't do it. What's the point? When people don't understand, I think that's a good sign that you're listening to yourself. And because, you know, when nobody can stop you, when everybody tells you that what you do is dumb, and you don't care that they say that because you love it so much, you know, that's where, yeah, my dog barked, and she hasn't barked at all though. It's reading, huh? Oh, she's barking a lot. Life is like, yep, listen to this. Right? So take any anime main character, for example, right? Naruto, I said from the beginning, he wanted to be Hokage. Everybody laughed at him. But he didn't care because it's something he loved and that he wanted to do. Being Hokage and all of that work didn't feel exhaustion. Didn't feel like it exhausted like this robot, right? Because it's something that he loved. Say, like for a game, you know, whenever you love a game, it's very easy to just play for hours and hours and hours. So that, look for that. Hug it out, bitch. Especially if it deals with yourself, right? Maybe you put yourself, I do this, I've done this, I still do this, but I'm getting better at it. You know, don't beat yourself up for being in this robot. You know, if you find something that makes you feel exhausted, good. Now you can check something off the list and be like, this isn't something that my soul chose. Let's go find that something. This exhaustion, this thing that you've been choosing that you're beating yourself up for, see this as a sign, a pointer sign. You know, like when you go hiking and it says path is this way, that's what all of these mistakes are just signs that are pointing you this way, this way, this way, all leading you so that you can look for this love. Because when you are in this vibe, it's very easy to tell when love comes. So don't beat yourself up. Slow down. It's okay that you made a mistake. It's just a pointer sign towards love. It makes love more easy. The moon is very bright because it's in the dark sky. It's very easy to point out a full moon, you know, it's shining bright. So it's that love. It's easy to see it whenever we are in the darkness. So that's why you go in the darkness, so it can be obvious. So you can understand and know. Nice. Goodbyes stink. They can be very hard, but are very necessary. Right? Your soul, we said, your soul doesn't really want to do the same thing for all of eternity. Right? But our human says, hey, I'm getting good at this though. And now I know and understand this. If I go do something I don't know and don't understand, it's going to be scary. And I'm going to make mistakes. And I might get hurt. But your soul says, it's okay. We're going to find some love over there as well. But we will make mistakes. We will get hurt. But all of those are pointing us towards the next love. And it's easy to change what you're doing right now if you do it for love. If love is at the end of the road. But remember, we're not dealing with time anymore. It's not at the end of the road. We are where love is. Let's go. Hug it out, bitch. Stop beating yourself up. Start loving yourself up. And I think that's everything that needs to be said. I hope this helped. If it did, please help me with a like, a comment, subscribe so we can keep hanging out and keep finding some love. I'm just gonna spend a little second here again. Just being here because it's kind of nice. Have a good one, my Pichus. If you chose Flareon, welcome to your reading. And Flareon is yelling at you to jump. Trust. I know it's scary. But the universe is gonna be there to catch you with a bouncy castle, so you won't get hurt. This feels to me like our souls, right, came down, decided to be human, and then the human dies, but the human doesn't know that it keeps going, that it was a soul to begin with in the first place. So you're really just going back home when you die. But this human part of us doesn't know that, right? But when we die, we just go back home to our little bouncy castle where we are eternal and we don't get hurt. This feels like the movie Soul, right? Where there's that place where they're like jumping all over the place and they're like, it's a bunch of kids. It almost feels like. And they're like jumping from very high places. But nothing's happening to them. They just go through the floor, or I don't know. There's a bunch of clouds just you're gonna bounce off of. So while you're here, this little human, just have fun. Explore. You're gonna be okay. Yes, you're gonna run into scary stuff, but that's part of the fun. King of Wands. Ooh. And the Knight of Wands. And this guy is looking at that guy very weirdly. So this feels like you looking at this type of personality, and you're saying, and you're being scared of embodying this guy, King of Wands. Okay, well, I'm going to read the King of Wands so you can hear the type of characteristics that you are scared of being. Jump. At fire. Ooh, that's a lot of fire too. That's cool. Just jump. Movement, huh? You're being stagnant. And these cards are, Flareon is begging you to move. To move into this. Embody this. Be inspirational. Interesting. A visionary leader. Be decisive. Honorable. And hot-tempered is also a word here. This king transforms the fiery energy of the wands into creative action and inspiration. He's a natural born leader that can mobilize others. Interesting. You're scared of that, huh? He has a quality that makes people believe in his ideas and encourages them to lend their support. Interesting. So you have that ability within you, but you don't feel like you do. But Flareon is telling you that yes, you have that ability. Use it. You are inspiring. You are capable. You have a big picture orient that could help. Your ideas are grand and ambitious. Pursue them with determination and drive. Uncle Iroh says that about the firebenders. The firebenders, right? Fire is all about power. The firebenders have the desire and will. They have the energy and drive to achieve what they want. You have this, even though you don't feel like you do. But you have, and those are firebenders, huh? They have the energy and drive to achieve what they want. Take charge, encourage, and motivate. Starting with yourself, see what works with yourself, and tell people, hey, this worked for me. This could work for you. It sounds like you want to help people. Envision the best possible circumstance, and then hold on to that, and then don't get mad when life doesn't match exactly that same image, but keep that image that you have of what you want in the back of your mind, and notice when something else reminds you of it, because life is bigger than us, right? So life is gonna take what you want and it's gonna create it into something even better. Right? This feels like it's kind of dumb, I think, to pray to God and, well, not pray in the form of like telling him what you want and what to do, hey, like take care of my people, like, or I'm not saying what I'm wanting to say. Interesting. All right. So, see, now I'm getting flustered. Like that. I think it's dumb to tell God what to do, right? If he is that much bigger than us, then he probably knows better than us. So don't tell God what to do, but do tell God what you want. And keep what you want in mind. And God will bring you what you want, except it might not be in the same image that you have in your mind, because God will always think of something better, but you're giving him an outline of what you want, right? Okay, I think that feels better. Okay, so this is like I think it's dumb. If you do this, I mean, if it helps, but I think it's dumb. Right? Like when people, before they eat, they join hands. I mean, it's kind of, the beginning part is cool, but then you say what you want. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And then everyone eats okay and eats, right? What I think is cool is like the Japanese people have a word, right? That it's just one word that they say before they eat. I think it's itadakimasu. And all that word is saying is, this food that I can look at right now, thank you for giving me energy because I'm about to eat you. And that is the right way to pray to a god, I think. Because that is what's happening. and then life will take care of you. So that's the kind of prayer I think works best and I like, is concrete. I have this food now. Thank you, God, for bringing me this food now that I can see with my eyes. I'm going to eat it and it's going to help me keep moving forward. I keep giggling. Consciousness. Being aware. Exhaustion. More fire. There's a lot of fire. You're exhausted. Okay, so in the Pichu reading, this card also came up, but it was over here. But this feels very similar into with some things that I said in that reading. So what I said in that reading was, you know, life being monotonous, you're doing things over and over again, but you're getting exhausted of doing the same things over and over again, right? But sometimes it's a good thing to feel exhausted because it makes you want change. Right? So say you pray to God and say, I want change. Well, God is going to make you feel exhausted so that you jump and start doing something else. So that exhaustion is God's way of responding to your, I want something to change. Well, you are definitely going to change if you feel exhausted. Right? Exhaustion causes movement, causes change. Or else you would just be, you know, if you were okay and content with doing the same thing over and over and over again, if you were content about it, why would you do anything else, right? So that exhaustion is actually a good thing because it gets you to do something different. It gets you to actually move and embody this movement and try to change, try to do something different. Consciousness. Now I don't know why this card is here, so I'm going to take a look at this card. I think it's the Ace of Clouds, the Ace of the Mind. The Ace cards to me are the guard cards of the elements, which means it has all of the possibility of the mind, right? All of the possibility is here. Alright, this card says most of the cards in the suit of the mind are either cartoon-like or troubled because the influence of the mind in our lives is generally either ridiculous or oppressive. But this card of consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive, he has gone even beyond the stars, and above his head is pure emptiness. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as the servant it is meant to be. Interesting. Instead of letting our mind get us terrified and create this stagnancy, you know, we make our mind be our servant and be like, you know what? Tell me the way. Pretend that AI is like, AI is like the mind, right? But not AI as in how we use it now, but AI as in like Jarvis, right? He was kind of Iron Man's mind that helped him do whatever the hell he wanted. But Iron Man would jump, you know, and Jarvis would tell him, help him out. So this feels like that is what is being talked about. The part of you that your mind can be, are you using it like Iron Man uses Jarvis, or is your mind using you? When you choose this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now, detached, rooted in the deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. And exhaustion is what created this, or at least made it impossible to miss. There is no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is existential, whole in harmony with the pulse of life itself. Accept this great gift and share it. We come from the unknown, and we go on moving into the unknown. We will come again. We have been here thousands of times, and we will be here thousands of times. Our essential being is immortal, but our body, our embodiment, is mortal. Our frame in which we are, our houses, the body, the mind, they are made of material things. They will get tired. That's dope. They will get old. They will die. But your consciousness, for which Bodhidharma uses the word no mind, Gautama Buddha has also used the word no mind. But your consciousness is something beyond body and mind, something beyond everything. And that no mind is eternal. It comes into expression and goes again into the unknown. This movement from the unknown to the known and from the known to the unknown continues for eternity unless somebody becomes enlightened. Then that is his last life. And this flower will not come back again. This flower that has become aware of itself need not come back to life because life is nothing but a school in which to learn. He has learned the lesson. He is now beyond illusions. He will move from the known for the first time, not into the unknown, but into the unknowable. I think that's a perfect description of what's going on here. I hope this card was easier to understand with everything that I was saying. And if the Pichu, if Pichu kind of piqued your interest a little bit, I recommend listening to the Pichu reading as well. I think you would enjoy that. Yes. So I just left this in here. This isn't even part of the tarot. This was just it's kind of like a joker card, and like in a deck of playing cards, you kind of don't use the joker card. It's there to fill because they print out, I think, 52 on a sheet. So I don't know, it's something like that, to where they just have an extra card in there just to fill out the sheet, I think. But yeah, this is the consciousness behind the whole thing. The unknowable is right here. This is my life is what you make it card. This is whatever you want it to be. Jump in the universe will be there to catch you. I always this is my get excited card, basically. I don't know what's going to happen. This is life not wanting to say what's going to happen, but because it's that exciting, it's like being spoiled a movie, right? You kind of just don't want to watch it anymore. Why? Because when you do watch it and it surprises you, it's exciting. So this is life saying something exciting is here, and it's better if you experience it firsthand. Right? This is so I heard, right, somebody say, like, why when people talk about One Piece, they're like so scared of spoiling, of saying spoilers, and they rather not talk to you about One Piece so that you can experience One Piece for itself. This is it. Why? Like, why? Because it's so cool, like getting to know things, the unknowable, right? But you get to know things when they happen, and it makes it such a better story. It makes it such a good story. That's why it's so good, because of all the surprises and when things are being tied in. So I feel excited. Look at how much energy I had. Oh, for the sun. Yes, let's go. There's so much fire here. There's so much. Oof! I feel a burst of energy. This is great. Look at all that. I don't even want to say. I just want to make noise now. Come here, come here. Oh God, that's cool. That's dope. All right. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the sun. Cool. So this is the tree of life, right? This is God. Let's say this is our home, and then our God looks in the mirror, right? And it doesn't understand who it is, who's looking back, right? And But this god eventually understands who's looking back. He's like, oh, that's me. So this god that started and this god that understands, oh, that's me, are two different people technically, but they are the same. But they are very different people. Right? And that's the pattern that started. It happens again. This pattern looks in the mirror. Right? Which makes this god right here. Right? You see that? These are same, but different. This is, right, we're talking about the mirror. This is the mirror. Now he's looking in this mirror, and he's seeing himself in here in this, the sun, the 6. So it happened again, and since it happened twice, well, up here it happened 3 times. So now you see the mirror happen the 3rd time. And then this is the apple that fell from the tree. Alright, some last words from the Office Oracle deck. Yep, there's no road here. This is all you, bro. Whatever you want it to be. Everyone's life is going to be different. This feels like pie, right? Very random, but there is a road, right? Pie is always going to be pie, but the one that makes the road is you. So just jump. Nice. You're almost there. You are there. Triumph. This is a win, especially, you know, it's like graduating. This feels like you're graduating. Yeah, Michael had a triumph over the human body in this one. So conquer that human body. Yeah, let's graduate from this human school. So go on a run. That'll help. Go on a dance. Lift weights. Do yoga. Do Flonkerton. Any body movement you enjoy. As part of the human school, is we have this body that we got to take care of, and it needs movement. It needs some exercise. Whatever it is that you enjoy, jumping. If you enjoy jumping on a bouncy castle, that counts. And when your body is yelling at you, right, telling you that you can't do it anymore, you make it move again. You make it do it again, because you can. The human body doesn't know what it's capable of, but there's a part of you that'll keep going. Right? There's the sun. You create your own energy. You will find it somewhere. He was laying in the ground exhausted, right? He gave up. But then he was like, no, I need to finish. And he did. So keep going. You're almost there.